If I had to start over in 2026, I lost my personal brand, I lost all my 600,000 followers, and I want to create an online coaching business to monetize my area of knowledge or my skill set and create a business that generates 9,000 euros a week. This is exactly what I would do. The creator economy is growing bigger than ever, and this year is the smallest it will ever be. And everyone soon will have a personal brand. So the best time to start was 10 years ago. The next best time to start was today. This is exactly how I managed to do it. So the first thing is you need to have a job. Don't think because you have this idea and you can scale it to 6 figures that it is going to happen overnight. That leads to desperation, and desperation leads to disaster. So we're going to start by building a skyscraper. And where do you start? The foundation. So that's exactly what we're going to go through. But understand that most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they build without direction. Now we're going to go through the overview, the 7 steps that I would follow from day one. The first one is you need a strong why. The second one is know exactly who you're speaking to. Third one is find your format. The fourth one is sustainability before excellence. 5, show proof early. 6, fulfillment before scaling. And 7, build trust relentlessly. Step 1, you need to have a strong why. Now, I worked as a waiter, like the manager of this restaurant. It just started up and I lived on top of this restaurant. And I remember I would wake up super early because I had to speak to the suppliers. I had to run some errands before the restaurant actually opened. And I remember working 12-hour shifts. The restaurant would close around 12 o'clock. And once it was closed, I'd have to mop the floors, clean the plates. And I remember that was my day every single day. I'd go to sleep on top of the restaurant, wake up, go back downstairs and repeat the same day. And I remember I literally got into this state of an anxiety attack because it felt like a broken record and it was a pain that I just couldn't resist anymore. I couldn't believe that my life was going to be a repetition of this, constantly just doing the same things and making 1,500 euros a month. I scaled this business to around 80,000 euros a month and I was still only making 1,500 euros. That's when I realized I cannot keep on killing myself for someone else's gain and just create this pressure on me. Then that gave me a good enough reason to work that and still on the side work on what was more important to me, growing this personal brand. That is going to be the thing that's going to allow you to keep on going when you don't feel like doing it. Because the truth is, that's why most people give up. Not because they can't, but because it gets hard. There's going to be days where you don't feel motivated. There's going to be days where it doesn't make sense. There's going to be days where you doubt yourself. But you have to look at your reality, and the pain of you being in the same place has to be much greater than the pain of you moving forward. And what this means is your why is what carries you on bad days. Your motivation is going to fade, but your purpose stays, the purpose of where you want to be. If the reason is weak, your consistency is consistently going to collapse, which is why you most likely relapse, because you are comfortable where you are. So your no excuse action steps is write down exactly what you're running from. I was running from working the same day every single day, working 12 hours a day, having to clean plates, mop the floors, put the plates, speak to customers, and just like get treated and looked down on it for being a waiter. I was just tired of it. Then I wanted something more because I knew I was worth more. But my reality wasn't showing it. Write down exactly what you're building toward. Well, you have this desire of having your product, your service out there, exactly how I am today. I did not expect that I was going to have 600,000 followers. I did not expect that I was going to live full-time on my personal brand. Did I know it was going to happen? Yes. Did I know how? No. Or did I know that I had to keep on going? Now, you need to make sure that you attach your brand to a personal mission. Remember what I said before, if the pain of staying the same isn't greater than the pain of changing, you won't change. Step 2, you need to know who you're speaking to. You need to realize that you are selling to someone, not everyone, because the person that watches this video has to feel related to you. They have to feel seen. They have to feel understood. The biggest misconception is that you want to sell to everyone because the more people you speak to, the more money you make, right? But if everyone understands it, then you don't really understand anyone. Because how do you feel when someone speaks to your exact pain points and they understand you? Well, that's someone that you're going to feel more inclined to listen to. And that's why I make videos like this, because I am speaking to my younger self when he first wanted to start off creating social media, creating his presence on social media, making a full-time income from the internet, but he didn't know how. This is exactly what I wanted to hear. So that's why this means that your message must be for a specific person. You're speaking to a past version of yourself. You need to have a clear audience, clear content, which leads to clear sales. So your no excuse action steps is define their biggest struggle. What is it? Your biggest struggle. because you're speaking to your younger self. You are going to be 2 steps ahead. Now, define what they want but feel stuck on. I remember that I was stuck as a waiter. I was working as a retailer. So I've done pretty much every single job because I didn't like the fact that I was stuck, that I was controlled by something. I was too stubborn for that. But then I realized that I wasn't doing anything to get myself out of there. That's when I realized I have to focus because I am 25 years old and I'm still in the same place. Something has to change. Now, speak directly to that version of you. And remember, specific people feel understood. General people just grow. Step 3 is find your format. You need to realize that ideas or the message that you have to say has already been said. It's not the message, it's the messenger. And that's what you need to realize, especially as you go in the content space. Your message, the content is the bridge between what you have to say and the person that needs to hear it. So content is always changing, which is why you need to be diligent and you need to do your basic research and see what is working today. Because by the time I post this video, yes, this might be working, but it may be 60 days, 90 days, content has completely changed, especially as we go into an AI world. What is working in the moment? That's why you need to be very analytical and realize what might work for me. And you keep on trying different formats. What does that mean? A talking head, that's a format. This is a format. Maybe you do, I don't know, while you're driving the car, while you're running. Like, you just need to try so many different formats where you feel comfortable and where you can actually give your message in a way that's going to connect with the audience, which is going to connect with your younger self. So what this means is one format removes decision fatigue. Once you find that format and it works for you, you need to rinse and repeat, because if it works, it will work again until it no longer works. You need reps. Stop trying to be original. So many people want to be original. Just see what's working. Don't recreate the wheel and just add your own little sauce. Your style is built through repetition. It is completely normal to feel awkward in front of the camera. It is completely normal to not like your voice. It's completely normal to feel awkward and feel like you're a robot. That is normal. But with reps, it starts to become fluid. You start to flow. Now, your no excuse action steps is pick one format: talking head, car videos, screen shares, and stick to it for 30, 60 days. But to know which one, you have to try it. So especially as you start, you want to play the volume game. Keep on trying, keep on trying. Now let your voice develop naturally, because your format is a vehicle, not your identity. And that's where you go into the next step. Step 4, create sustainability before excellence. And this is so important because so many people jump in the space and you need to learn so many different things. It isn't just selling my personal brand, my knowledge. Yes, you need to find a way that you can bring you on the online space, and you need to make this clear transfer. But what happens? You feel awkward in front of the camera, but normally you don't feel awkward. How am I going to get this message across clearly so this person understands me? Which is why you need to create sustainability, because you are not the only one that's trying to grow a personal brand, especially as we go into the AI space. The most important thing now is being able to have a presence, be able to be you on the platform, not be this picture perfect person that you just basically become AI, especially that you can actually create AI people. Now, you need to be able to have that connection. So how can you do that? Is by making sure that you show up every single day. And how can you show up every single day? Well, create sustainability. What is the type of video that I can record? What is the type of format that I can do that I can post every single day? Because as much as you want to grow your personal brand, there's 1,000 other people who want to grow their personal brand too. So you need to be able to show up, which is why I tell you, having great cinematic HD cameras, yeah, is great. But if you can't keep that up every single day, then you are going to play a losing game. So this means that sustainable output over high effort spikes. You don't need to impress, you just need to last. Small daily actions compound, and your no excuse action step is set a minimum daily posting standard. Build content you can repeat easily, and protect your energy over ego. Oh no, this is not good, this can be better. It can always be better. You post that video, you get feedback, and you prove based on it. That's what you call learning. You don't need elite days, you just need repeatable days. Step 5, you need to show proof. You can say how amazing you are, but people don't care. People want to see that someone else is telling you that you are amazing. How is that? Testimonials, proof. Have people give you case studies, not just standard screenshots. If you can have someone do a video testimonial, someone that you can do a case study with, that just takes that brings that trust barrier so much higher, and people can actually think, wait, I don't know this guy, but he's giving that person results. This guy seems trustworthy. At the end of the day, people buy from people they like. So what this means is people trust outcomes, not claims. So remember that your own progress counts as proof too. So if you've just started off, you have no one to be a testimonial, well, at this point, you are going to be the living testimony. Small wins are enough to start. So your no excuse action steps is document your journey, especially where you are now, share your process and lessons, share your consistency as proof, And just remember that you don't need to be the best, you need to be real and progressing. That's why people pay you over someone else. Why would someone come to me over someone else who has so much more experience, so much more followers? Because if you can give that person that feeling that they feel seen, understood, and they can relate to you, well, guess what? You have the perfect remedy that that other person can't give them. And just for the simple fact that you are slightly smaller and that you can give them that direct access, that closeness over someone that will be just someone else to them, that's what people will pay for. Step 6. Focus on fulfillment before scaling. You need to understand that everyone's so focused on how can I get to 10K a month, how can I get to 50K a month, how can I get to 100K a month, that you're just focused on making that money now instead of having longevity in the business. So which is why you need to find fulfillment. How can I best deliver this to this person to make sure I give them the result that they're satisfied? So like that, you have a repeatable system that you can now give to your other clients, the ones that will end up coming onto your program or to whatever service that you have to offer. Not only that, how can I scale it in a way that I can give the best amount and be the most efficient, but in a way that I don't burn out in the future? Which is why this means that fulfillment keeps you consistent, that if you hate it small, you're gonna hate it big. And remember, alignment creates longevity. So your no excuse action steps in this part is build around what you actually care about. Serve people you actually like, optimize for energy, not just money, and scale what you can sustain emotionally. And yes, at the start, you're going to be serving people that you don't like just for the sake of having money, having more experience, but then you're going to realize that there's going to be an avatar that you're going to feel very connected to, that you can solve their problems, and that's the person that you're going to reach out through your content. Which is why we go into the last step, build trust. Build trust is the most important thing, because now everyone is this polished version, no one makes mistakes, no one has a story, then they just become ChatGPT. Now, I don't trust someone that doesn't have a dark side. I don't trust someone that doesn't have a history. I don't trust someone that doesn't really relate to me. If you're some picture perfect person that's never gone through issues or hardships, well, how are you going to understand me? So how are you going to do this? Well, number one, you're going to have attracting content. Attracting content is ones that go viral, that reach people, that don't really build a connection, but it shows that on a basic level, you guys are somewhat connected. Then you go deep into the nurturing content. This is one that converts, because with this content, you make that person feel understood, you understand their pains, you understand their desires, you're speaking directly to them. Like, you want that person to think, how does this person know what I'm going through right now? How is he answering me so clearly? That is why you need to understand your ICP, which is your ideal client persona, which is your younger self. And the last bit is just you need to show your reality. You need to be a human. Like I mentioned, as we go into an AI space now, you don't want to show a highlight reel. You want to show that you have friends, that you eat out, that you have dogs, or just no matter what it is, just to humanize you, because that's what we are. Because guess what's going to keep us connected? Our emotions, our connections, our history, our things of interest. That's what's going to humanize you. So just to give you a final review and action plan, this is what I do starting today. If I was starting from zero, I'll get brutally clear on my why. That's going to be the thing that's going to keep you going. Number 2 is you're going to speak to one specific person. Number 3, you're going to pick one simple format. You're going to post sustainably every single day. You're going to document your progress, build something you enjoy, and earn trust before asking for money. Now, this is the final message I'm going to give you. Your first $1,000 doesn't come from hacks. It comes from clarity, consistency, and trust. Build that person first, and then the brand follows. If you enjoyed this video, if you're going to grow your personal brand in 2026, I want you to put down in the comment section below what has been your biggest obstacle. And I want you to write down if this has managed to help you. And I want you to write down what is your goals for 2026. Why do you want to create a personal brand in 2026? And how long have you been procrastinating for? If this is going to be your year, give me the like button, share, subscribe. It does mean a lot. With that being said, that is Sunil out. Love you guys. Let's go.